the first in the nation caucuses that I was able to give to Iowa. I controlled it and I gave it, just as I said I would. Together we're going to make history, but you have to show up and you have to follow these instructions. Thank you all, and let's go and make America great again. We're going to do it. We're going to make it greater than ever before.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and welcome back to another episode of What Was That? As expected, Donald Trump won the Iowa caucus, but it's his growing fear and anxiety of his overall performance that has piqued my interest. For the caucus, he made a weird last-minute plea coupled with a bonkers video instructing his supporters how to vote for him.
He's desperately frightened.
So to make sure things went smoothly at the Iowa caucus, Trump posted a bizarre instructional video to guide his cult through the day. Trump also has instructional videos ready to go for every other state primary too, which tells me two things. One, Trump supporters are not well educated, so his campaign appears to be trying to scrape up every possible voter that they can.
I love the poorly educated.
And two, the fact that Trump even felt the need to make this video after being the 45th president is a sign that the wannabe dictator is terrified of the upcoming 2024 election. I mean, when have you ever heard a Republican actively trying to educate people on how to vote? They're all about gerrymandering and voter suppression.
It's true. It's true.
Trump desperately needed a strong start in Iowa to act as a launching pad for the rest of the primaries. Donald Trump ended the Iowa caucus at 51% over Ron DeSantis at 21% and over Nikki Haley at 19%. And the fake feud between Donald Trump and his plant Vivek Ramaswamy certainly helped. Over the weekend, the narrative quickly became that Vivek was anti-Trump, thus pushing anyone on the fence over to Trump. And right on cue, like a good soldier, Vivek has suspended his campaign and officially endorsed Donald Trump going into the New Hampshire primary. But even before the Iowa caucus happened, Trump was already whining about the New Hampshire primary. And that hasn't even happened yet.
She's absolutely not suited, but she's back with this Coke money. It's called Americans for Chinese Prosperity. You ever hear of Americans for Prosperity? Yeah, we call it Americans for Chinese Prosperity. It's a bad group. They're bad people, and we got to win. So they're doing that. They're fighting over here too, but it looks like they've been very ineffective. But in New Hampshire, they are actually signing people to vote. And I think that's disgraceful. I don't even know if they're allowed to do it.
Trump is actively trying to undermine the election results, just like he did in the 2020 election when he said that it was rigged months before it ever took place. According to Trump, he has so many votes already that they don't need to campaign.
If it's up to the votes, we have so many votes, we don't even have to be here today. We don't have to campaign.
But if Trump already had enough votes, then why did he desperately urge Iowa voters to go to the polls during a snowstorm, even if they're sick or dying?
You must go caucus tomorrow. The first step. Really, the first step. We got to do it. We got to do it big. You got to get out. You can't sit home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I got to make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it. If you're sick, if you're just so sick you can't, darling, I don't think. Get up. Get up. You get up. You vote.
Again, that's a huge change from a guy who confidently told voters back in October that they shouldn't worry about voting because they have plenty.
You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
And leading up to the caucus, Trump told the press that he was going to win by 60%.
I'm at 71. She's at 11.
And then Trump's children tried to do damage control. His son Eric Trump preemptively tweeted out excuses about why his father wasn't going to do as well as they originally thought. Watch the media in action tonight. They are so predictable. If we win by 15%, the media will say it should have been 25%. If we win by 30%, they will say it should have been by 40%. They will leave out that the largest primary victory in Iowa history is 12%. They so desperately want this to be a horse race. Notice how they pushed 12% after Donald Trump boasted that he was going to win by 60%?
I said that.
It's the same reason why Trump made this video for Iowa voters. He's scared shitless.
I hope everybody is listening because we have some very important information for you to make sure we win this primary and we win it big. It all starts right here in Iowa with the first in the nation caucuses that I was able to give to Iowa. I controlled it and I gave it, just as I said I would.
Wait, hold on. Iowa hosted the Democratic Party's opening presidential contest for the first time in January 1972, and Republicans followed 4 years later. Sorry, but something just doesn't add up here. Bear with me for a sec as I put on my handy-dandy MAGA thinking cap to do some quick math. Democrats started the caucus in 1972, and Republicans joined 4 years later, 1976. Donald Trump was born in 1946, making him 30 years old, which is about the same age that Jesus was when he first started his ministry. Ministry is 8 letters letter 7 plus 5 plus 8 equals 20, and 7 plus 6 plus 2 equals 15, which makes 2015 the year that Trump announced that he was running for president. Trump used time travel to invent the Iowa Caucus. All kidding aside, please, whatever you do, folks, do not, I repeat, do not make fun of Trump for thinking that he invented the 1972 Iowa Caucus.
Just kidding.
Either Donald Trump really thinks that he created the Iowa Caucus, or he doesn't remember coming in second with 24.3% of the vote in the 2016 Iowa Caucus. Both scenarios have shown that Trump's mental state have gone down the tubes.
Person, woman, man, camera, TV.
This wannabe dictator thinks that he deserves to be president for 4 more years and beyond.
And that we have a good chance of saying for 4 years. We'll have a lot to say about it. 4 years and beyond.
Not only that, but the unstable genius also thinks that he's currently running against Obama.
I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. This is the same thing. The country was very divided. And we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won.
Trump's cognitive abilities have gotten so bad that he told Iowans that Nikki Haley was killing Nikki Haley in the polls.
Nikki Haley, she's killing Nikki Haley in the polls, and she's also beating DeSantis in the polls.
Trump also made some bizarre statement about Jimmy Carter being happy after his wife Rosalind Carter passed away.
I always say Jimmy Carter's the happiest man alive right now, and it's good because he's somewhat elderly, right? Somewhat. My wife went to the funeral of Rosalind 2 months ago. It was a beautiful funeral. But Jimmy Carter's a happy man right now.
The 2024 election has Trump dripping with stress and anxiety, and he'll take any wins he can get, like his followers being excited about him carrying 8 boxes of pizza.
A lot of pizza. Can I have some too? I want. Absolutely.
And who knows the last time that this orange zombie got an actual night of sleep. And speaking of sleep, I want to thank today's sponsor, Beam. Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health. When you are sleeping well, you can perform at your best, mentally and physically. Proper sleep can also increase focus, boost energy, and improve your mood. Introducing Beam's Dream Powder, a science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep. If you know me, you know that Dream has been a game changer for my sleep. Beam is not only delicious, but it's also helped me fall asleep and stay asleep through the night, which then boosts my energy and mood the following day. And today, my listeners get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder. Their science-backed, healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Better sleep has never tasted better. Other sleep aids can cause next-day grogginess, but Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano-CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. The numbers don't lie. In a clinical study, 93% of participants reported Dream helped them get better sleep. Beam Dream is easy to add to your nighttime routine. Just mix Dream into hot water or milk, froth, and enjoy before bed. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Gabe and use code Gabe at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Gabe and use code Gabe for up to 40% off. But let's get back to Trump's video, which I'm sure only gets more bizarre.
So please listen very carefully to these simple steps you need to take to vote in the Iowa caucuses on Monday, January 15th, 2024. That's Martin Luther King Day, January 15th, 2024. Together we're going to make history, but you have to show up and you have to follow these instructions. Thank you all, and let's go and make America great again. We're going to do it. We're going to make it greater than ever before.
Making America great again starts one place on earth, and one place only. Right here in Iowa. Monday, January 15th, 7 p.m. Be there, because it's caucus night. Now you may say to yourself, "Self, I've never been to a caucus. How does it work?" You've come to the right place. Because for the next 2 minutes, Marlon's going to tell you everything you need to know about how to successfully caucus for President Trump.
Whoa, hold on. What in the IKEA instruction manual creature is that? You'd think, for how much Donald Trump and Republicans obsess over genders and genitalia, that they would have at least slapped a dick on this guy.
Phrasing?
Or better yet, draw on some actual clothes. Well, maybe not. We all know how much they love showing naked photos of Hunter Biden and talking about his penis. But instead, Trump gave his cult some woke, naked, gender-neutral cartoon named Marlin.
Woohoo! How simple is it to caucus? As simple as this. Wait, that's the wrong one. As simple as this. 3 easy steps. Step 1, make sure you're eligible. Done. Okay, step 2, do you know where your caucus location is? Now be careful, the correct answer isn't necessarily your regular voting location. I'm throwing you a lifeline here. You can easily find your caucus location and lots of other information by going to ia.donaldjtrump.com.
And that takes you to Trump's website, where you can find the crappy karaoke singer Lara Trump pushing a bunch of lies and propaganda.
Now, a quick time management lesson. It's Monday, January 15, Caucus Day. You wake up at 5 a.m. because you are so excited to caucus for President Trump.
5 a.m.? Alright, let's be real. Nobody woke up at 5 a.m. in a blizzard to go caucus for Trump. Sorry, what's that? We actually have video of a Trump supporter who caucused in Iowa? Alright, not much for words. Looks like we're still trying to figure out if he actually voted.
You can't sit home. If you're sick as a dog, you say, darling, I gotta make it. Even if you vote and then pass away, it's worth it.
Again, Trump is incredibly worried about the 2024 election, and he is doing everything that he can to soften the blow of reality versus the lie that he's been telling everyone over the last year. Especially since recent polling in Iowa indicate that nearly half of Nikki Haley's supporters would vote for President Biden over Donald Trump. Trump will continue to cast doubt on every single election that does not play out in his favor. It's rigged if he loses, and it works perfectly if he wins. And I fully expect him to make even more weird videos as the primaries continue. The guy is just a sore loser.
It's sad, isn't it?
Well, that's all for me today. Thanks so much for watching, and feel free to follow me at I am Gabe Sanchez. If you like today's episode and want to support me and the work that I do, you can join my personal Patreon and pick your tier to unlock exclusive content and perks. You can subscribe today at patreon.com/IamGabeSanchez. So until next episode, I'm Gabe Sanchez, and this has been... What was that?